Okay, welcome. We are going to go through what is going to be the first of what I hope is many excellent online Facebook workshops. For these workshops, you will need to purchase the kit supplies through me at braymontgomery.ctmh.com. This video is kind of a preview of what we will be doing on a monthly basis. We can certainly do this video to start, but every month we'll be featuring a different project and sometimes special bonus projects, but only for those who are members of my monthly Facebook group. So pay attention, watch and learn, be inspired, and I hope that you decide to join me at my Facebook workshops. So we are focusing on the Sparkle and Shine workshop, which I'm going to take you through this 2-page layout of the kit. There's actually 4, so in the full workshop segments we would be doing all 4 pages together, but as a teaser I'm only going to show you the 2 today. When you purchase a workshop, they are $29.95 or Workshop on the Go kits, and the Sparkle and Shine is a limited edition one in that it's only available till the end of December. So in the workshop kit you get the full instructions, so you don't really need me, but it's a lot more fun to have me. You get this gorgeous exclusive stamp set, so there's no other way to purchase a stamp. You get our Sparkle and Shine paper, so you get enough cardstock and pattern paper, a full pack of paper. Often there's an extra cardstock sheet or 2 in order to make sure you can complete all of your layouts. You also get 2 accessories in this kit. One of our Sparkle Flourishes, and then this Sparkle and Shine assortment as well, which is super cute. And it's going to all go together and make our 2-page layout. Now the other piece that you need to do this is our Art Philosophy cartridge. So that is the very first cartridge we came out with 3 years ago. Started quite a dynasty, I would say. Many of you probably have it, but if you don't, I will be giving a special discount to members of my Facebook group. So just PM me or contact me for details and you can purchase one through me, and then you'll be ready to go in our workshops. Sometimes we will need the other cartridges, but I'll always let you know ahead of time in case you don't have that. And there'll always be projects that don't involve the cartridges as well. We're going to start our first cut, and our first cut is going to use the White Daisy cardstock, and we're going to need 2 different images off of our Art Philosophy cartridge. The first one can be found on page 25, and it's this rectangle image here. The second image is on page 40. And it's this star here, right here. So for both of those images, the first one found on page 25, the rectangle, you're going to cut that at 2.5 inches, and you only need 1 of those. We're going to use that for our title on our layout. For the stars, you're going to cut those at 1.25 inches, and you're going to need 4 of those. So once you are cut for those ones, you can come back to the video and make the next cut. Our next cut is going to involve this beautiful ruby colored pattern paper. Now it's hard to see through the camera lens, but all of the fun silvery grays in this paper pack have a metallic sheen to them, which makes it a really fun paper pack, and the Sparkle and Shine name is very well earned. So for this one, we're going to make a cut on this. It's on page 54 in our Cricut cartridge Art Philosophy book. It's the rectangle one here, and you're going to cut that at 6 inches. Now when you're done cutting that, you are going to have to trim the bottom end off of one of the short sides. The recommendation is you measure down 9 inches from the top short side and just trim the scallop bottom off. Now when we get to that, I'll show you that again, but just so you know that that is coming. So the next thing to note is that red sparkly paper that you just made that cut on, you're going to need to do 2 of. So I've got the top one here, and that is cut at 9 inches as I said. The second one you cut at the same size on another sheet of paper, but you have to trim this one at 7 5/8. So that's what the cuts should look like on your red ruby sheets. Your next cut is going to be on this lovely striped, and you're going to be cutting this shape here 2 different times on this, what I like to think of as a candy cane sheet of paper. The first cut is going to be a fit to page, and your second cut is going to be at 3 inches. So you're going to make 2 of those in this shape right here. Now the 2 pieces you just cut out of the candy cane B&T paper, you're also going to have to cut with your paper trimmer. The big one, the fit to page one, you're going to cut 3 inches from the left side. So I just measured from this tip here 3 inches over and made my trim. This little guy you're going to measure from 1 inch from the little end, and you're going to make your cut. Once you've done that, All the other cuts are as they're shown on the workshop guide, and they're all just regular cuts with your paper trimmer. So go ahead and make all of those cuts, and then we'll be ready to start some assembly. Alright, once you're done cutting all the pieces of paper out, you can put the excess paper away. Pile nicely all your paper cuts and 2 sheets of the slate cardstock. Those are your cardstock bases for your 2 pages. As well, you need to make sure you have 2 zip strips. These come off the top of one of the sheets of paper. One of them you'll leave at 12 inches, the other you will have to trim at 4.5. Because we're going to do all of our stamping next, the other thing you're going to need are your inks. And for this workshop, you're required to have ruby, black, and juniper. If you don't have our colors, you can certainly substitute something you do have. You just won't get necessarily the same color match that you will if you have our inks. So we're just using our regular dye-based inks, and we're going to do all of the stamping on our workshop now. Alright, I have finished my stamping. I'm going to walk you through what I did. On this one, I just stamped fully on the Mary and Bright onto the pre-cut piece from our Cricut cartridge in the ruby. My little stars here, you can see I've got juniper stars in a nice strong juniper color and then a lighter juniper shade. So what this is called second generation stamping, and it's a great way to really extend the color palette you might have, especially if you're just starting out with stamping. So this one, what I did was I inked up in my juniper ink, stamped, and instead of inking up again, I inked this little guy, so I stamped him after him. So this is considered first generation, full strength of your stamp pad and your ink. This is considered second generation, so it's a little lighter shade, but the same stamped image. You could go on and do third and fourth until you have nothing left, and that's the generational stamping technique. So something there that you could take with you and try in other projects. So you've stamped all 4 of those. 2 of them should be in first generation and 2 in second. The other thing you need to stamp is Celebrate the Season. So this piece here is one of our pre-cut pieces that we need for journaling on our layout. The instructions tell you to stamp in black at the top, but then to take a scrap paper, and I just grabbed a piece out of my scrap bin, and stamp it in red. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut around Celebrate the Season so that the banner pieces can be mounted on top of this, so it looks like I've got a black and a red image. This little guy as well, December 25th, was supposed to be stamped on a scrap piece, and again you're going to cut out of him and use him as an embellishment in your layout. Now once you've finished stamping all of your pieces, there is some stamping you need to do on your actual base pages. There's not a whole lot, just 2 small features, and they're both on the right side of your layout. So what you see here is my right side 12 by 12 slate cardstock, and I have adhered one of the polka dot sheets down already. This little guy goes 5¼ inches up from the bottom, and I just glued him down, and then I used a scrap piece, the same scrap piece I use for other things, to mask for my stamping. So I laid this over top, I inked up in black ink my little starburst shape on my stamp set, and I made a border along there. So that made sure that the ink didn't go up here, but it easily went where I needed it to go. The other thing is just down here in the corner. Just do a bit of a flourish. This gets mostly covered up, so you can guesstimate where you think the placement needs to be, and just stamp that, and you're ready to go. There's no other stamping on these pages. The next step, though, is you need to distress all of your edges. So what is recommended is a sanding block or a piece of sanding paper. Close to My Heart has some pretty cute ones, but you can get that anywhere, and even raid somebody's toolbox for some sanding paper, and just lightly go over all of your edges to reveal the white core of our paper. Once you're finished that, check back with the video and I'll take you to the next step. Okay, when we left off, you were sanding your pieces, and after that we were ready for assembly. We had everything pre-cut, everything should be sanded, everything should be stamped that needed to be stamped. So now I'm just going to take you through the 2 pages and point out some of the things and show you how the layout comes together, so you can see it really comes together quite nicely, and the pieces aren't too complicated to fit together. This little Celebrate the Holidays zip strip, you do need to overlap with some of your pattern paper, so keep that in mind if you want everything to fit nicely. Over here I've popped the Merry and Bright and some of our other accents up with our foam tape. Love our foam tape, especially when I'm using my non-stick scissors from Close to My Heart. Nothing gets sticky. This little guy was self-adhesive. He already had some foam on the back, so I just stuck him down, and I stuck my little Noel pin pennant into the foam on the back of him to help anchor it, but as well I added some foam tape to the back of the pennant so that he can't move around. Some sparkles to add some bling to the layout. And then as we go on to the other side, you can see my stars, which I have also used foam tape to pop up, sitting on top of the zip strip, the other little piece we had. There's our stamped accent below the gray piece from earlier. And then down here we have our last little cluster. Now this piece here is a piece of scrap that you were directed in the instructions to just cut out. Any old piece, any old size. I guesstimated, I think mine is about maybe 2 inches, and I just angled the corners a bit because it looked like that on the layout. Foam tape to pop these 2 accents up, and a lovely sparkle embellishment from our flourish set. So that's our 2-page layout. That's how it comes together. And if you join the workshop, you'll receive the visual verbal instructions for all 4 pages in the workshop guide. I'll show you the other 2-page layout in just a second, but as this video is just a teaser, you don't actually get to see it all. If you would like to join one of my online workshops, please feel free to email me at braemontgomery@gmail.com or contact me through my website, braemontgomery.ctmh.com. Here is the second of the 2 layouts. I love how this one came together. Similar stuff as what we did in the first. It really just flows really nicely, and now I have 2 complete layouts, or 4 pages completed and ready for the holidays. In fact, I think I have pictures from holidays past that I need to scrapbook first. Have a lot of fun with it, and in just a second I'm going to show you the bonus project, because each workshop, the great value behind it, comes with some sort of a bonus project that will be exclusive to my workshop attendees. Here is a sample of what the bonus project would look like for the Sparkle and Shine workshop. We would be doing this little 4¼ by 5½ card using the November stamp of the month. If your kit was purchased during the month it should be purchased, this would be the stamp of the month that you would qualify for when you spend over $50. So if you did receive it, you'd receive the stamp that you need to do the project, and if you didn't have it, you could easily switch it out with some of the things that were on the stamp set in the workshop. As well, it uses some shimmer trim. So this wasn't in your kit, but it's an easy add-on at $4.95, and shimmer trim is awesome. Self-adhesive, easily cut, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. And then we have some sparkles as well, which you might already have in your stash, or again, you could easily add. They're a very inexpensive addition to any order. So that would be a workshop extra. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, all of the fun stuff that we would be doing in our Facebook online workshops. If you're interested in attending and you are in Canada, as I can only ship in Canada, then please drop me a line. I will list again at the end of this video my email and my website address. Just make sure if you purchase the pieces for this kit that you contact me so I can add you to the Facebook group for the online workshops. Or if you're not on Facebook, I can send you the file through email. So whichever way is best for you. We are going to have a lot of fun this year doing a lot of really cool things via the web. Hope to see you soon. Bye.